everybody. Corey here. I'm doing a weekend drive video. I am. Don't tell my husband. But I'm on my way to pick up some garden boxes. And for those that know I've been working in the garden, don't judge me. I'm tired. I just want to put a box on the ground, fill it up with soil, and be done. Wish I had these weeks ago and I'd never done this other thing that I decided to do that has turned into something way more than I had ever planned on it being. Anyway, so vacation is actually what I want to talk to, so I want to get to talking about that. I've got like two things here, right? One of vacation I'm fixing to go on and see what ideas and thoughts you have for that, and two, how you normally plan and do your vacations. So let me just knock out the first one. So in 2 weeks I'll be going to New York, and we've never been to New York. It was we're going there for a reason, and decided to make a family vacation out of it. I always try to do that when I have to travel for places and stuff. If we can at all possible do some kind of family vacation, we do that. Like when I was in a unit in Fort McCoy, we'd did Wisconsin Dells and different things up there. Obviously, you go to Florida, you go to the different places, Disney and stuff like that in Florida, or just other stuff. So in this case, we're going to New York. So nothing specific, like Disney World, but just to go and do some different things. Now, I've been doing a list of all the places. We'll be there about a week, but the first few days will be taken up with other stuff, and then the last, 4 or 5 days that we have, we can pack them full or not. I don't know. So I'm going to get there on Thursday. Friday is completely full. And then I may do a couple of things with some other people on Saturday or Sunday, but it's not going to be something that it's going to take up the whole day. Or at least it better not. But anyway, I'm just overwhelmed. One, I'm always, everything's got to be perfect, everything's got to be planned, everything's got to be scheduled. I got to have a spreadsheet, and honestly, I've spent many nights on this trying to get this done because it is somewhat last minute, when I say last minute, the last month, with also trying to do my videos and everything else. And I feel like I'm going in circles and I'm not getting anywhere. I really just want somebody to hand me a plan and say, here's your schedule, here's your reservations, this is what you're going to do, and go forth and do great things, right? But I know that's not going to happen. And if you did pay somebody to do that, it would, it would cost a lot of money, I'm sure. Of course, then on top of all that, I'm trying to find, the best discounts and the best deals. I know they have like city passes, and they have like 3 different ones out there, I think. And but then also there's a possibility of some places doing military discounts, and I think 1 or 2 is free. Sometimes family get a discount, sometimes family doesn't get a discount. So when I run into stuff like this and stuff's not as easy as I'd like it to be or whatever else, I just sort of quit. Or I push it to the side. I know that's not good. That's the procrastination coming out in me. But I don't know where to go at this point. I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know how long it's going to take stuff to do. I know, like, somebody told me the Statue of Liberty to go. Actually, it was the hotel person. I heard somebody on a video to say plan a half a day for it. The lady at the hotel, she said you should plan an entire day for it. Of course, another person said there's no sense of going to the Statue of Liberty unless you can go in the Crown, which you can't go in the Crown because you have to schedule that 4 or 5 months out. So I don't know what we should do. Again, I'm trying to find some best deals, best places to go. Like, I know there's lots of observatories and the Empire State Building, from what I've read, a lot. That's probably not one to do. I'm thinking it's either Top of the Edge or One World Observatory, I think it is, which I think I get in free there. But I don't know, just trying to do it all is just, and trying to figure out exactly where to go and the best time saving money. I'm just at a loss at this point, trying to do that and YouTube and trying to do my garden and trying to do everything, work and everything else. So I don't know. I need your help. I need y'all's help. I need your thoughts. I need your, I don't know, if you've been to New York or live near New York, or I don't know. If you've been there, maybe you have a schedule that you did. If you're somebody that's like me and detailed oriented and keeps, data like that, I would greatly appreciate it. So anyway, so that's topic 1. Topic 2, which then, should I talk about that in this video? I guess I will. I already said I would. But, yeah, vacations. So, when I was younger, we didn't do vacations. I mean, we went to Opryland because we lived near it. I mean, you could consider that a vacation. We just drove back home, right? The only vacations, well, see, there I go, only. So, I know we had went to, like, Cumberland Caverns or whatever, but I think that was at the same time as we went camping. So, I remember that, like, that in Rock City, and we went camping at least twice, maybe. Fall Creek Falls, I remember. And that's the only vacations I remember as a kid. When I got older, I didn't do a lot of vacations, and then I tried to start doing some smaller vacations with my kids. We went to Chattanooga because we could go to Chattanooga and the same things that I had done, right? We go to Rock City, and they also have Lake Winnie there. If you've never been to Lake Winnie, I suggest you to check it out. I just remember, and I'm sure it's still the same, that we would go, it's a lot of huge carnival rides and a lot of other stuff. But you could get a pass. It was for, stop sign. You could get a pass and spend, like all day there or whatever, just like any other theme park type thing. But it was fairly cheap. I don't know, maybe $28 or so. I know that's a weird number just to throw out, but I don't know, somewhere $20, $30 maybe. And the food and stuff was cheap, right? Like, I could go in, I could take my kids for cheap, and then of course I think being military, you either got in free or a discount depending on the days of the weeks, and then you could maybe on this day take a can or a loaf of bread or something, I don't know, coupons and different things, and you could get in cheaper or free, or you can get multi-day passes, all this stuff. But then the food itself, right, was cheaper. Unlike you go to most places, it's an arm and a leg to do anything, and it was actually normally priced food. So I love to take the kids there, so we could do that, and then there's surrounding things. So actually we did Chattanooga several years in a row just because of all those things. That I'd use my points for the hotel rooms, and stuff like that. I think we did a VRBO one year. I think that was Chattanooga. I think that was the only year I went with my current husband, and we did that, and we actually rented out like a cabin for a week. Man, my head is hurting for my hat. I was actually wearing my Happy Camper hat today. Look at that. But Anyway, so we did all that. Then, of course, I got with my current husband. We weren't even married at this time, but we went to Disney World. And, like, this is my biggest trip of my entire life, right? Biggest vacation ever, because I wouldn't normally spend that kind of money or go whatever, because I'd always do small, cheap things. We did go camping one year too. That was probably after that. But anyway, went to Disney World. We spent lots of money, whatever. So then we had, I don't know if it was then or later, but we were like, okay, every 5 years we'll do like a big vacation. And so that was considered a big vacation. I know we had, it was after that, because we went camping when my daughter was 4 months old. So then the next year we went camping. And then I don't really know what we did after that. But then our next big trip, I don't even know. I don't know. Obviously we went to Hawaii. So for my husband's 20-year, I guess it was 20-year high school reunion or whatever. I think it was an off number because they missed some years or something. But so we went to Hawaii for that, so he could be there with do his reunion thing. And then we had rented an Airbnb, stayed there a week or two. We did lots of stuff, and that was awesome. So that was a huge trip, which just so happened to be right around the time of the volcano erupting. So we got to do some cool things with that, going and seeing the volcano and everything else. So that was pretty cool. And then a next big trip after that, which really wasn't like, oh, it's our year to do a big trip. It was, okay, we're going to leave Fort Bliss, Texas, where I was at for Sergeant Major Academy. And because we didn't get to do it on the way down because our RV wasn't ready yet that we had ordered, we went straight there, and then we did a vacation afterwards, of course. And after that we were in COVID, so which has actually benefited us. Everything wasn't so booked. But then we did this leave Texas, we did this whole roundabout thing before coming back home in the States. And we went to Grand Canyon and Las Vegas and I think the Byron Canyons. We did lots of things. We stopped at lots of parks on the way around before we made it back home to, made it back home to Tennessee, but I don't know, I guess we did come through Tennessee and then went back home because my mom was with us, so we would have had to take her home. But, so that was a fairly big trip. It wasn't, though, it didn't cost a lot of money. So when I say big trips, I usually mean costing lots of money, right? Because I think, our first trip to Disney didn't cost that much, because actually probably didn't cost as much as our trips after that cost to go to Disney. But always, I'm always trying to find those deals and everything else. But anyway, so we came back. That was in 2020. Then last year, 2023, we decided we wanted to go on a cruise. But then it was like, okay, Carly, our youngest daughter, because all the rest of ours are grown, she was 12, and I thought we talked about a Disney cruise. Because, it's a Disney cruise, she probably won't, she's growing up, we should do it now versus later, because she's going to grow up. So we did that, and a lot of money. Probably the most expensive trip we had ever done, but it was like, we're going to do it once, we'll never do it again, right? I'm almost pretty sure like 95% sure this was our most expensive trip. And we did, like, we had this huge discount and everything, military discount on our room. We had a huge upgrade and everything else on our room, but we didn't have to actually pay for the extra. In fact, I think it was cheaper than the regular, but it was still like $6,000, like $5,000 something. And for the three of us for our room, and I don't remember what else or if anything else was included in that number. I have no clue, but it was expensive. And then we spent some money there. My husband decided he wanted to buy me a diamond and sapphire bracelet to match my necklace that he had bought me our first Christmas together back in 2009. But anyway, so we did that, and then of course, I took some links off, and then they made earrings out of it. So now I have like my diamond and sapphire bracelet, necklace, and earrings that match. So that's pretty cool. Now I just need a ring. But anyway, so, and then of course this was like Father's Day, Mother's Day time frame too. Then when we were supposed to, so this is what happened to get to a point, well, it's really not a point, but an irritation with this year with vacations. But then we went to Disney, like downtown something, and they had like a Hawaiian jewelry store or whatever. So my husband found this necklace, this pendant, that had like in the language or whatever of, I guess it said, I don't know if it says dad or daddy or whatever. And he really wanted it, and he just bought me my jewelry, and it was Father's Day time frame. So I was like, well, get it, we rarely ever do anything like this, so get it. But anyway, so we spent a lot of money, but we were supposed to also do while we were there for the cruise, I don't know, it was 5 or 6 days, and I stayed an extra 2 or 3, I think it was 2 days. We were supposed to come back that next day. We were supposed to go to Disney World, so I was like, oh, we'll do this, and then we'll go to Disney World for 1 or 2 days. Or it's supposed to be 1 day maybe, and we were going to play at the hotel 1 day. I used points, I think, for the hotel. And then we were just going to go to the park. We're already there, so we can say she's just gone to Disney World again. And then it stormed the day before. And the weather said it was going to storm the next day. So then I was so upset because I wanted to take her. And I was like, well, I don't think we should go, because it's supposed to storm. And so we didn't. And guess what? It didn't freaking storm. Of course, I told Carly, hey, we're not going to go. We'll just hang out at the hotel. And, meaning there was, they had a water park and other things and everything there, other stuff that they had. It was pretty cool. But and then I was like, well, we'll come back another time and we'll let you go to Disney. Which sucks, right? That's a whole nother trip. When we were already there, we were already supposed to go, it would just cost them a little bit more money for us to go to Disney. And so here we are in 2024. And so we plan to go to Disney. This is what happens, nothing ever works out the way you want, and then you make promises, and then other things pop up, right? So then this year we decided, okay, I guess we're going to go back to Disney because I promised her, so we'll make another trip and go down there. Well, then New York came up. So I decided, we're going to New York, so now I have to make a trip out of it because, I have to make a family trip vacation out of it because I'm already going to New York. So we did that. Now, turns out this is going to be extremely expensive because the hotels there are extremely expensive. Then there was a point where I could have used points, not as many, and then I didn't because I hesitated. And then now it's going to cost a lot more points, or no points because I can't get the hotel I wanted or whatever. There's no Airbnbs or VRBOs or whatever. And anyway, so it's the 3 of us. Of course, then I got an email about something. So now my mom's going too. So now I need to have more beds, and this is getting really expensive really quick. Like the hotel itself's probably going to be $1,000 to $2,000, which is freaking crazy. And then, of course, trying to do all the activities and plan all that stuff. But then on top of that, I already told Carly we would go to Disney World. So then, of course, I was talking at work one day about going, and my boss's boss had said something about them going to, they're going to go to Universal Studios, either right before or right after the New York trip. And we got to talking about it, and apparently for military, we can get the Universal Studios tickets a lot cheaper than the Disney World tickets. So, like, back in the day when we went to Disney World, it was like $99 for a 4-day trip to Disney. And then I think it went up to like $129 and $159, and now it's, I don't even know, it's like $300 or something a person. And that's for like just the 4 days, no hopper, whatever, all this stuff. So, actually, yeah, somewhere around $300 or $400 in the end a person. And then apparently, though, with Universal, you can get this military pass that you can get, and then you can use it for the entire year, like through the end of December. Not saying that we would go back or anything, but if we're there for 7 or 8 days, then, you know, we can go every day if we wanted to. We don't have to go anywhere else, pay for anything else to do anything, and just do that. And I don't have to worry about any planning, buy one ticket, and we're done. So I did mention this to Carly, and I told her to look up Universal and then Disney, and, you know, see which one she'd prefer to go to. I didn't tell her which one is cheaper, because if I did, she would have chosen the cheaper option. And it's just because of the way I've raised her, right? So I didn't tell her, and I just let her make the decision, and she chose Universal. Of course, then I'm like, well, I wonder if the other kids would want to go. So then I invite the other kids, and then, of course, everybody's good, and then nobody's good. That's the way it always works. So then it's like, oh, well, maybe in 2 years we can do this. You know, too last minute, grandkids are too little, can't get anybody to watch them, for the adults to go. And, yeah, so then that wiped that out. So then it's like, well, do we go or do we not go? Or now we're down 2 years, but I'd already promised Carly. So I think we've decided in the end we're just going to go. Regardless, we're going to take Carly, and we're going to go to Universal Studios. So now I need to find, I might be able to use the Armed Forces Club to get like a week out there somewhere for like, I think it's $429. So I can do that for the week, and then hopefully I need to do that. I've been too much on New York, but do that for the week, and buy the Universal Studios for a week, and then entertainment and housing is taken care of and done. And to me, that's my vacation planning for that, which is awesome, which is why I like a cruise. I pick a cruise and I don't have to worry about anything else. But this will be extremely simple. The problem is, right, we did an expensive vacation last year, and now we're doing two expensive vacations. New York's going to be really expensive. The other one to Universal's not, it will be expensive in the end once you add, you know, I guess once you add everything up, because I guess the tickets and the hotel will be over $1,000, but then once you add food and shopping and whatever else you do, so it is somewhat of an expensive vacation. It's definitely not going and camping in an RV or in a tent, right? But yeah, so now we have 2 vacations, and I only have like 3 work days between the 2 because of the holidays, and then I think I only have a Monday, Tuesday before the New York one, and then I go and then I come back, and then I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I'm gone again for another week and a half. So that's not ideal either. But my daughter has camp every week in the month of July except for one, which is when we're going to go to Disney. So we're like pushing it to squeeze that in there. But yeah, I'm always trying to find deals and do things, and you know, it's so we've had not this conversation, but there's been a conversation about money, and one or a couple of discords, obviously they're all about money, but about just different things. And so, you know, just because somebody has money or you have money doesn't mean you have to spend it, right? I mean, that's just it. Like my husband, for example, for the New York trip, what was it? I said something about doing something, I don't know. And he was like, well, if we can afford it. I'm like, well, technically, yeah, we can afford any of that we want to do. That's not the point, right? It's not the point, can we afford it? I mean, we have the money. But do we want to spend the money? Like trying to find discounts, I don't know. I feel like that needs to be a totally separate topic, though, I guess. But like, I'm always trying to find a deal. I'm trying to find the best deal. I'm trying to do free stuff. I'm trying to find discounted stuff. I'm trying to make it fun for my family at the same time. I'm not, you know, out there just trying to spend tons of money just because I have it. If you think about it, you know, the less money you blow on other things, the more money you can invest or, you know, do whatever else makes you happy besides investing. But like, there's been comments about cars and people owning cars. I'm like, all right. I mean, just because, again, you have money doesn't mean you have to go out and buy a brand new expensive car that costs a bunch of money. Like me, you know, I have a car. It's 2012, so it's 12 years old at this point. I didn't have a front bumper thing on it for the longest time, or the front thing was missing. And then I did have my bumper, but it was messed up. And man, I kept popping that thing back in. And we're like, oh, we can fix it.
In 1 mile, keep right.
I'm so sorry. Oh, we can fix it. I'm like, no, it's good. It's my beater up car now. Of course, now it's fixed because my husband hit a deer with it, and I no longer had a front bumper anymore. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's irked me getting on this topic about people with money. If people have, you know, XYZ amount of money, then it would be reflected in their, you know, their cars or their houses or whatever. And, you know, I don't know if it's Dave Ramsey or if it's something else. But, you know, usually when you have people that have flashy things, hold on. And I say flashy things like an awesome car, house, whatever else. Well, that doesn't mean...
In half a mile, keep right.
I'm sorry. I actually parked so you wouldn't hear the directions instead of keep going. I apologize for that. But it doesn't mean they have the money to pay for those things, right? Just because they have something. It's probably all on some kind of loan or some kind of mortgage or whatever else. But of course, if you live in a minimum means, then you're looked at as, well, you don't have much money. And that's not always the case, right? I know you've probably heard stories, you know, like some old people out there, you know, nobody knew they were millionaires or whatever until they died because of the way they dressed and stuff. You know, like, I don't know. Like, I live in an RV right now, right? It's by choice. and we sold our house and we live in the RV on land. My husband and I have our 12, 13-year-old cars, whatever else, and I'm happy. Does that mean I don't have money? No. It doesn't mean I don't have any money, but it's just, again, it's a choice, and living minimum means. Now my husband, on the other hand, he wants to build our house sooner than later, and I've been wanting to pay cash to build our house, so I don't know how we're going to go forward there. But anyway, this is a whole different topic and a whole nother conversation to have. I've thought about doing some videos over budgeting and finance and bills, ways to save, my monthly budget. I mean, I've thought about doing lots of things, but thinking about them and doing them are other things. And of course, you don't know what other people want to watch or don't want to watch, or listen to, not watch, because you're not really getting anything, at least not with this type of video, because this is just me talking and thinking out loud. But I guess I should end this video because it was really just supposed to be about vacations, and I've gotten off on a tangent about money. But I guess I'll end it with, yeah, I know, like I said, I've spent a lot of money the past couple of years on these vacations, but it's about making memories. That's one thing. I know we have some younger people out there in our Discords and stuff, so you won't get it, but most of you that watch my stuff and you're older, you'll get it, that it's not about the things you own, the things you have, the things that you can show people. I mean, that's gonna be worthless when you're dead, right? And what good does it really do you today? I don't know. I know, don't get me wrong, there's some things I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna spend money on that, like all my tools, right? But it's about making the memories with your kids and with your family and what you're gonna leave behind, and having a legacy, and just so much, so many things to think about. And that's what I tell my kids. Like, that's why we don't do presents and stuff, or at least they don't do presents with us. We will do presents for them, right? But we don't want your money. What we want is your time. We want time to spend with you, and that's what we can do with vacations, is use that time to spend with our family. I know my kids are grown, but we still try to do some vacations with them. Now, I'm going to say it is expensive, so again, it's like, okay, well, if y'all want, in lieu of Christmas, we can go on a vacation this year, right? I have a set dollar amount that I spend on Christmas, but if they want to do a vacation, we'll do that instead, and then I'll probably spend more money, but it is what it is. It's all good. But just learning those things, of course, I've just recently also set them up with IRAs and stuff like that, so I don't just buy them stuff to buy them stuff. Again, here we are on another thing. I try to buy things that are useful or things that they need. Like this last Christmas, I gave one of the couples $1,000, and that was to pay down on their vehicle. Another one, might have had like so much put in their IRA and then so much for something else. Because that's me trying to teach them too. It's not all about material things and stuff. But yeah, anyway, I apologize for all the extra commentary at the end about family and sentiments and stuff like that. But I think it all comes back around to, making memories with your children, and, not necessarily always having to be something expensive and material and whatever else. And I know between our last few vacations it was, oh, well, we have this big expensive RV, so we're going to make use of it with our money, with the money that we've already put into it. So we're going to be camping every year. That's not a major vacation year. Of course, now we live in our RV full time, so yeah, we're not going vacationing in our RV, so now we go vacation in a hotel room or in a house. But anyway, if y'all have made it this far, I appreciate it. Let me know what you do with your family. Do y'all have any traditions? Because I'm always about trying to do traditions. I'm just never good at them. Never. I don't know why. I'm just so inconsistent and not good at them. But, you know, what do y'all do? What expensive things do y'all do, or places that y'all go that y'all can share below with the community? I think that would be awesome. I think, like I said, if it was me, besides obviously camping, one of the best trips or the best things, which obviously I haven't done a lot, but is going to Chattanooga. And if nothing else, just going to Lake Winnie. There's a Georgia winery down there too, by the way. That's really awesome. But Lake Winnie, I really, really like it. It's Lake Winnipesaukee, and it's the amusement park, right? So it's called Lake Winnie. It's right there on the edge of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Georgia. I think it might technically be in Georgia. I don't know. But it's right there on the edge of the state. But anyway, I will let y'all go, and I'll talk to y'all later, and I'll really look forward to all the comments below, tips, tricks, what you do for vacations if you have, like I said, grown kids, young kids. I don't know. I know everybody's in different stages of their life, and I know that's something I was saying the other day. Everybody's different stages of their families, of their life, and in money in general, right? Everybody's at different levels, so we all have something different. Just because we're at one level or another doesn't mean we can't do the same types of vacations or don't do it, right? But anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, y'all, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.